We're going to go through a quick warm-up, and it goes fast. So I just want to remind you a little bit of the checkpoints for vocal freedom, because we're in an overtone sport. We all know that we're in a sport. So if you were in ice skating, didn't you study what figures you needed to do to become a champion? Yeah. So vocal freedom is making the vocal instrument to create the most portion of overtones. Vocal freedom. If you put your hands here, what about that jaw? Have you heard idiot? Yeah. You know, idiot? Genius. So everything under here is just very intelligent. Just loose, including the time. Just resting there. And here, everything is lifted. Oh, we have heard that before. Yes, but do it. Yeah. And the time, flexible and out of the way. Yes. And the neck, loose like a baby neck. And the pelvis area, our wonderful, wonderful pelvis area. Yeah. Where everything starts. And to quote the famous opera singer Birgit Nilsson, Swedish opera singer, when you sing, you use your hairline, and I don't mean the upper one. So, whenever you want to try a better singing quality, use your lower hairline. Or the bush. I know that. So, the pelvis area has to be loose and the knees flexed. We have already said, and the feet parallel. I asked my granddaughter to help me to do this in a descriptible way for you to just recall these areas that are so necessary for vocal freedom. And for the ones of you who haven't had tons of lessons in this, these are the areas you have to watch. Even she couldn't center the parallel feet. It was too hard to do. She wanted to do them that way. So, and for the next one, please. If you click the next one. Yeah, we're going to do an exercise that is widening our rib cases and do that. So if you take and make a Y, E. This is Susanna Barnes, the bass in Salt, who has created this one. Can you feel that if you pull your arms back a little bit, you stretch your rib cage a little bit. Stretch it a little bit. E. And then you go to T, and pull your hands upwards like this, and stretch out your rib cage. Feel that you can stretch with your arms. Stretch out and stretch out. We need to build our intercostal muscles, the ones we eat on the pig. We grill them. And this, the E, and a little bit backwards, so you stretch your rib cage. Yeah, this is good. This is good. Yes. And then the next one, the L, when you take your arms in here, and you stretch, and stretch. Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much. Next, please. So let's go to breath management. We have widened our rib cage, the wardrobe for our lungs. That is really widening the capacity for the diaphragm and for the lungs to let air in. You might want to know that I never say, except when we do mental training and I use the word inhale, I say let the air in. Because if you relax everything down to the bush, keep the rib cage up and just relax the bottom part. So everything is open here. You can practice. You have a little home lesson for tomorrow. Can you please move a little bit? You place yourself on a chair like this, and you giggle a little bit with your lips. Like that. So you get close to the chair here. And then you breathe. And you let the air, and you can feel that you kind of clutch down with this area here. So you let the air into the chair. And then you let the air into the, of course you don't let the air into your chair. if you don't fart, but when you release your pelvis bottom, here, you release, it feels like the lips are kind of dancing down in the chair. And then when you start the breath management, when you start to exhale, you start down there. You think that you start in the chair, and you just click with the flippers. The down there. You close down there. And you might think, do you think that I'm a beginner? You might think, well, let me tell you, this is what we practice in running it all the time. And I do it with the Queen's quartets, I do it with everybody that because breath management is the clue to become a better singer. Breath management is absolutely what we all need. So, for tomorrow, place yourself on a chair with parallel feet at home, and you might want to close the door. And then you do like this. You are totally relaxed, wonderful posture. And when you start with your, you can make a, or you can make a, if that's easier for you, it doesn't matter, as long as it's resistance in here. And you kind of feel that when you start that, you start down there. And then it travels up through, you use the transverses, of course, next picture please. And all these muscles, you know very well about all these muscles. Transverses and bäckenbotten, that is in Swedish. It's a pelvis area. And the diaphragm. And for the diaphragm, now, this is something I learned not so long ago. You can't imagine, but it's so. That when we let the air in, the diaphragm contract. So if you put your fingers here and you just get very excited and do, can you feel it a boof? It's a boof down here. It is when the diaphragm contracts. And for the diaphragm to contract, you absolutely need to get loose with the muscles down here. You need to let them go all the way down to the pelvis area. And then you have to delay as much as possible the intention for the diaphragm to start to raise. And for that you have to just clutch the flippers down here and gradually start to activate. Both the transversus, obliques, and rectus are connected to the pelvis area. And you just give them a little kick with the flippers, and they start, okay, I'm here, okay. They start now. Okay, okay. And then it travels, and delay when you start to raise the diaphragm. Delay that as long as possible, and then the diaphragm starts like this, and you hold out your wonderful rib cage for the diaphragm to really get as a parasol, and then you have all the air you need. Isn't it wonderful?